For a parent to be able to tell that there are difficulties in a child's learning, they have to be very engaged. They have to be very involved with that child. You need to be able to look into their books, to be able to follow up with what they're doing in class, to be able to ask questions and to see if they could apply those questions outside the classroom. Because for me, that's what learning is. So if, as small as colors, if you look into their books and they see that they passed certain things, at the very basic level, I can show you different colors or mixtures or whatever, but just to see that you're able to apply that outside of your classroom. So you have to be involved. You need to know what's being taught in class and need to find out if that child is progressing properly. Another way is to actually look at the tests, if they've done tests or assignments or homework. Can they do the homework themselves, or can they research depending on what level they're at? Can they do the homework? Do they understand when you engage with them? I love to see when my child comes home and I do that homework with her. She's asking me questions, I'm asking her questions. It's an interaction. But if you're not involved with them, you can't know if they're struggling. Another way to find out that they're struggling is to see if you notice the frustration, you notice anger, if you notice that there's no interest in this thing that they're doing, and you keep asking questions and they can't answer your questions and they can't apply what they've learned, then you will know that there are some learning gaps. I also like to compare results. If you did this last term and you're doing this term, or you're retrogressing in a certain subject, then I understand that something is missing there and I need to pay attention to it. So parents need to be involved. Look at the scores, read the questions, read your child's responses to those questions. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it. If you don't do that, it's hard to, because you can ask a child, how did you do in school today? Oh, great. Have you done your assignment? Fine. And I find that most parents do that. They just ask questions and they believe what the children say, but you need to stop and look at their faces. I teach my children and they mostly do their work by themselves, so I would say that I supervise their work. So I'm asking sometimes, how are you doing? Great. But sometimes they hesitate before they say, you need to pay attention to that. If I hear an I'm not going to ignore it. I quickly say, what's going on? And I go to your table, I look at what you're doing, can we read it over again? And you watch another video, I'll send you to another link. I'll just give you so many materials to study and we'll come back to that place. But I pay attention to the hesitations when I hear them.